Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. Welcome to our troubleshooting guide for DTC P046C, which indicates that the EGR, Exhaust Gas Recirculation Valve Position Sensor, is reporting values outside of its normal operational range. This DTC is associated with the Honda Pilot models manufactured between 2016 and 2022. The EGR system plays a critical role in reducing emissions by recirculating a portion of the exhaust gases back into the engine's intake manifold, effectively lowering combustion temperatures and reducing nitrogen oxide emissions. The EGR Valve Position Sensor provides feedback to the Engine Control Module, ECM, about the position of the EGR valve, allowing the ECM to adjust the flow accordingly. When the sensor indicates a voltage outside the specified threshold, the DTC P046C is triggered, indicating potential failure in the sensor or connected components. Understanding the implications of this error code is essential for ensuring optimal engine performance and compliance with emission standards. In detail, DTC P046C refers specifically to the EGR Valve Position Sensor, which is located close to the EGR valve in the engine compartment. The position sensor monitors the valve's position and sends this data to the Engine Control Module, ECM. The ECM utilizes this feedback to adjust engine parameters for optimal performance and emissions control. If the sensor's feedback voltage exceeds the threshold of 4.40 volts, the ECM determines that the sensor is malfunctioning or out of range, triggering the DTC. Diagnosing this DTC requires a careful examination of the EGR valve position sensor and its connections, as any deterioration in these components can lead to serious engine performance issues and increased emissions. Several factors can trigger DTC P046C, and understanding these causes is vital for effective troubleshooting. One of the most common reasons for this error code is a failed EGR valve position sensor itself. Over time, harsher operating conditions can lead to sensor degradation, impacting its performance. Additionally, wiring problems such as shorts, opens, or corrosion can compromise the signal being sent to the ECM. Poor connections can also hinder the communication between components, leading to the error code being triggered. Therefore, a thorough inspection of both the sensor and associated wiring is necessary to identify the root cause of the issue and rectify it effectively. When DTC P046C is triggered, several noticeable symptoms may arise, indicating that intervention is reduced engine performance. Drivers might experience a lack of power or hesitation during acceleration. Additionally, with the EGR system not operating efficiently, increased emissions levels are likely, which can contribute to potential compliance issues with emission regulations. Drivers may also notice that the check engine light illuminates on the dashboard, alerting them to an underlying issue with the vehicle's emissions system. Identifying these symptoms early can help in preventing more severe damage and ensuring the vehicle operates within legal and functional parameters. In the first troubleshooting step for DTC P046C, begin by turning the vehicle to the on mode without starting the engine. Next, you will utilize the HDS Honda Diagnostic system to check the relevant parameters recorded by the vehicle. Specifically, you will look at the EGR valve position sensor's output voltage. This output should be measured against the threshold value, which should be more than 4.40 volts under current conditions. If the voltage readings match the threshold, this indicates a confirmed issue that can be duplicated, leading you to the next step. However, if the voltage is below this threshold, it may indicate an intermittent failure or a connection issue, prompting a check for poor connections or loose terminals. For the second troubleshooting step, turn the vehicle to the off or lock mode to ensure safety while handling electrical components. Disconnect the EGR Valve 5P connector to isolate the EGR Valve Position Sensor from the system. After disconnecting, turn the vehicle back to the on mode. You will then measure the voltage at two specific test points. Test point 1 at terminal number 2 and test point 2 at terminal number 3 of the EGR Valve 5P connector. The measured voltage should ideally be around 5 volts. If this voltage is present, it indicates that the position sensor is faulty and you will need to replace the EGR valve. If the voltage does not meet this criterion, further investigation is required, leading you to the next troubleshooting step. In step 3 of the troubleshooting process, begin again by turning the vehicle to the off or lock mode as a safety precaution. Following this, you will need to jump the SCS, Service Check Signal, line with the HDS, which will help in diagnosing continuity issues. Allow this setup to sit for more than 1 minute to ensure the system stabilizes. Disconnect the PCM, Powertrain Control Module, Connector C, which has 51 pins. At this point, to focus on electrical continuity checks, you will then measure continuity between the test points. Test point 1 at terminal number 3 of the EGR Valve 5P connector, and test point 2 at terminal number 33 of the PCM connector. If continuity is confirmed, this indicates that the SG1 wire is functioning correctly. However, if there is no continuity, it suggests an open circuit in the SG1 wire between the PCM and the EGR valve, requiring a repair. After completing the necessary repairs based on the previous troubleshooting steps, it is essential to perform a final repair verification to ensure the resolution of DTC P046C. Begin by clearing the DTC from the vehicle system using the HDS. Once the codes have been cleared, take the vehicle for a test drive to allow for the normal operating conditions to be established. During this test drive, pay attention to the vehicle's performance indicators and monitor if the check engine light reappears, which may suggest that the issue was not fully resolved. If the DTC does not return after an extended period of normal driving, it is a good indication that the repair was successful and the EGR system is functioning as intended. Preventive maintenance is vital for the longevity and efficient operation of the EGR system, thus potentially avoiding the recurrence of issues like DTC P046C. Regularly inspect the EGR valve position sensor and its wiring connections to ensure they are in good condition and free of corrosion or damage. Periodically servicing the EGR system, which can include cleaning the EGR valve and ensuring proper operation, will also help in minimizing carbon buildup that could lead to sensor failure. Ensuring that electrical connections remain tight and free from oxidation can prevent a significant number of electrical faults associated with the EGR system. By integrating these preventive measures, vehicle owners can maintain optimal engine performance and reduce the likelihood of unexpected repairs. In conclusion, understanding DTC P046C and its implications is crucial for maintaining your Honda Pilot from 2016 to 2022. Prompt and effective diagnosis of DTCs helps in ensuring that you address underlying issues before they escalate into more serious problems. By following systematic troubleshooting steps, including verifying parameters, testing continuity, and checking connections, you can pinpoint the root cause of the issue effectively. Additionally, committing to regular preventive maintenance and inspections can significantly reduce the chances of failing components in the future, ensuring that your vehicle runs smoothly and efficiently. Knowledge is your best tool. Make sure to stay informed and proactive regarding your vehicle's health. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.